Welcome to the Deep Dive. This Deep Dive is brought to you by AI Opportune. They're your trusted guide, really, for making AI practical, powerful, and personal. At AI Opportune, the focus is squarely on the builders you know, the founders, creators, the curious thinkers using AI to make bold ideas actually happen. Real-world impact. We're definitely not here for the hype. It's all about the how, the playbooks, the tools, the insights you need to put AI to work. Every week, AI Opportune brings you these really sharp conversations, real examples, strategies that keep you ahead, without feeling completely overwhelmed by it all. So if you're ready to lead, adapt, create in this AI world, well, you're in the right place. Subscribe to AI Opportune. Stay right on the edge of what's happening next. Okay, let's unpack this then. Imagine your next hire. Maybe it's not a person. Maybe it's AI. How do you actually lead that kind of shift without, losing the core of your company, the special stuff? That's what we're diving into. Your next hire might be AI. Here's how to lead the shift. And, I keep hearing the same core question, this dilemma, really, from founders, team leads, those early builders. It's always, how do we bring AI into our workflows, but do it right without breaking the culture, the people stuff, the values, the care? It's a fair question, right? Because AI isn't just talk anymore. It's here. It's in the daily operations, maybe faster than we thought.
That's absolutely right. And what's really striking is just how fast it's gone from, headlines and conferences to just a habit. An everyday tool. It's genuinely reshaping almost everything. Hiring, performance reviews, customer support, you name it. And the challenge, especially for newer agile companies, is they're kind of playing two games at once. You've got to stay lean, stay fast, be efficient. That's one game. But crucially, you also have to stay human, thoughtful, connect with your people, your customers. That's the other game. And it's a tricky balance.
Yeah, and we're seeing companies really go for it. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes, well, not so much. Like Shopify. They now make managers justify hiring a person over using AI. That's a big statement.
It forces a real rethink, doesn't it?
Definitely. And then you have Klarna. Remember that. They went big on AI for customer service.
Oh, yeah, automate everything.
Right. But then the customer experience took a nosedive and they had to, pull back quite a bit.
A cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need that human touch, especially for the tricky stuff.
Exactly. And then there's the job market data. Fewer entry-level, white-collar jobs. The kind of roles that used to be the first step on the ladder for a lot of people.
Right. Those traditional starting points.
So yeah, the market's definitely shifting fast.
But here's the bit that often gets missed in all the, the dramatic headlines. Mostly, AI is taking over the work that, frankly, people didn't really enjoy doing anyway.
Okay, like what specifically?
Well, think about the really repetitive stuff. Sorting data based on rules, writing endless summaries, status reports, the drudgery. What it's not replacing, and this is key, is creativity, building trust, real leadership, intuition. Those deeply human skills, they're becoming even more valuable now.
Right. So, okay, to be clear, AI isn't here to make your team obsolete. It's here to change what they spend their time on.
Precisely.
And that's where it gets really interesting, actually, because it hinges on a kind of mindset shift, doesn't it?
It does. A simple but powerful one.
Instead of asking, what jobs can we cut with AI? The better question is, what parts of the work do we want our people doing more of? The stuff only humans can do well.
Exactly. Let's take that customer experience manager example. It illustrates this perfectly. Okay. Traditionally, they might spend ages drafting standard replies, tagging issues, summarizing chats.
Right, the routine backlog.
Yeah. Now, AI can draft those replies, tag the issues instantly, summarize logs in seconds. It's brilliant at that. So what happens? Your human team is freed up.
Okay.
They're not bogged down anymore. They can focus their skills, their empathy on the really important moments. The call where someone's genuinely upset or totally confused or asking for something really unusual off script.
The high-stakes interactions.
Exactly. AI handles the sorting, the information processing. Your team handles the connection, the complex problem solving, the empathy. And the result isn't just efficiency on paper. It actually makes the work more meaningful for the person doing it. They shift from just doing tasks to really connecting and solving problems.
That makes perfect sense. It's not just faster, it's actually better work, more engaging. And we're seeing smart teams use AI not just for speed, but to remove friction.
Friction. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
They're asking, where do we waste time? Where does energy just drain away on admin or tedious stuff?
Identifying those bottlenecks.
And then they bring in tools. Things like ChatGPT, Claude for drafting or ideas, Perplexity for quick research, Notion AI for organizing notes.
Common tools, yeah.
But crucially, not to replace people, just to help them focus, to get rid of the annoying bits so they can do the high-value thinking and creating.
And what's really interesting is how this works best. It's usually not when it's some big top-down order.
Right, not a mandate.
No. Teams really get on board when they're invited in, when it's an experiment. Like a leader saying, hey, team, let's try using Notion AI for meeting notes this week. See if it saves you time. Let me know what you think.
Simple, low stakes.
Exactly. It's human, collaborative. It shows trust. And over time, lots of little experiments like that. They build up. They create a culture where learning, adapting, it's just normal, part of the rhythm, not some scary change program.
But there is this challenge, isn't there? The trust factor. I saw this global survey recently. Pretty sobering. Less than half of employees actually trust their company to use AI in a way that benefits them.
Wow. Less than half.
Yeah.
That trust gap is huge.
It really matters, especially in smaller teams, startups, where that culture is so vital. If trust isn't there,
Then even the best tool can feel like a threat. People resist. Anxiety goes up. Productivity can actually drop.
so how do leaders handle that?
Well, connecting back to leadership, transparency is just non-negotiable. You have to be upfront. Don't just roll it out. Explain why, what's the goal, what problem are we solving here. Be super clear about what's changing, sure. But just as important, be clear about what isn't changing.
Reassure people.
Yes, show them. Don't just tell them that the goal isn't cutting heads. It's making the work better. And better can mean different things, right? Maybe it's more creative work. Maybe it's less burnout because AI took the repetitive strain. Or maybe it's just cutting out the parts of the job nobody liked anyway, so they can focus on things they're actually passionate about.
Yeah.
That builds psychological safety.
It really does feel like a critical leadership moment right now for founders, for team leads, everywhere. How you approach AI now sets the tone for everything that follows, your whole company culture, really.
Totally, it's foundational.
Like, do you treat it as some magic bullet?
Right.
Or like a new tool you're learning together?
Learning mindset.
Do you see it just to cut costs? Or to help your people do higher quality, more meaningful work? Do you make decisions behind closed doors? Or do you bring the team along for the ride? Invite them to explore with you?
Those choices define everything. And, it's easy to feel like you need some giant, complicated AI strategy document. 10 points, 5 years.
Yeah, overwhelming.
But honestly, you probably don't. What you need are good instincts, solid fundamentals. Keep people in the loop, communicate constantly, test small, pilot things, see what works, learn fast, get feedback, adapt, and maybe the most important thing, keep it human. Always prioritize the people, the connection, the experience. That's the core.
And while we're talking about this, we have to acknowledge there's this quiet revolution happening under the surface already. Companies everywhere are changing how they hire, how they train, how they think about talent itself.
The ground is definitely shifting.
Entry-level roles are changing. Core skills needed are evolving rapidly. I mean, think about this. By 2030, something like 70% of the skills needed in jobs today, they'll have changed or become obsolete or morphed into something new.
70%. That sounds pretty daunting.
It does.
But flip it around. It's also kind of freeing, isn't it? It means the future isn't set in stone. We're not just passengers heading to some predetermined place. It means you, the leader, the builder, you can still shape it actively, consciously. With every hire you make, every workflow you tweak, every tool you decide to try out with your team, you're an architect here.
So wrapping this up, yes, AI is changing the workplace massively. But no, it's not about losing what makes teams great. It's actually the opposite. It's about doubling down, really focusing on what matters most: trust, clarity, creativity, and just genuine care, human collaboration.
Absolutely. The companies that truly succeed in this next chapter, they won't be the ones who just replace the most tasks with AI. They'll be the ones who figured out how to use AI to amplify their people, to smooth out the bumps, spark new thinking, and crucially create space for better, more meaningful, more human work to actually happen. And that's a future I think is really worth building.
So to quickly recap, the big takeaway here is seeing AI not as a replacement, but as this incredibly powerful amplifier for human potential. It lets teams shift focus, putting their energy into the work that really needs their unique insight, their connection, their problem-solving abilities.
Which leads to a pretty interesting question for you to maybe chew on after this. If AI can genuinely free us up from the work we didn't love doing, the repetitive, the draining stuff, then what new possibilities open up? What totally new ways of connecting or creating or building community might emerge? Especially if we really commit to using this tech not just for efficiency, but for, well, human flourishing. Something to think about for your own work, your own team.
Definitely food for thought. And if you want to keep exploring AI, but without all the hype and noise, then you should absolutely subscribe to AI Opportune. Consider it your smart shortcut to building better with AI, smarter, more human-centered. Fuel your next big idea. Subscribe to AI Opportune for those weekly insights that really help turn curiosity into action. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.